Talk a little bit about it's your second time seeing GW. So what happened in that game, and what do you feel like you guys need to do better this game?
A lot of things. I mean, they really played well. They certainly had the advantage inside. I think between Larson and Armwood, they really affected us around the basket, on the glass. The kid Garino had a terrific game. He was all over the place, offensively, defensively, in transition. We gave up way too many points in transition. So need to do a better job on all those guys. And then, you know, they've got a very good backcourt as well. I think our defense on those guys was better in the first game than it was on the three guys I mentioned. But it's going to have to be very good.
Coach, do you guys like getting the chance to maybe lick their chops a little bit to get another crack at a team and beat them already?
Yeah, I mean, anytime a team beats you, you want to get an opportunity to play them again, particularly on your home floor if they beat you on their home floor. So Wednesdays, it's all about opportunity. I mean, it's a high-level team with a very good record, a very good RPI coming to our place, and you know, if you look at our schedule so far, most of the really good teams and really good RPI teams in non-league and league play, we've played on the road. So, you know, for us to get GW to come back here on Wednesday it's a great opportunity for us.
Do you guys find that, I know, you know, losses stink and no one likes them, but do you find that you can take some good out of a loss like Saturday? Doesn't really hurt you in the standings too much as of now, and can you find any motivation from that?
Oh yeah, I mean, anytime you lose a game, if you're a competitor, you know, it stings, and it's something that you want to learn from, and something that you want to be better from. And so, I think for our team, the focus, you know, over these next couple of days leading into GW will be obviously preparing to play better than we did last time against GW, but also preparing to play better than we did on Saturday against St. Joe's. But I think it's important, you know, as a coach, to give credit to the other team as well. I mean, so much is made of your own team, and that's what I'm in charge of, and that's what we can focus on controlling. But, you know, the other team obviously has something to say anytime you play.
That's a part of the message that you, obviously it's part of the message you give your guys. Fans are all upset about the call on Travian in the end of the game. Mm-hmm. But I'm guessing that's not even discussed when you guys go over that game, because it's about all 40 minutes. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's, we've moved on from that. I mean, it's not something that we have any control over. You know, it's not something that we can change. It's not something that we can improve upon. So we're going to focus on the things that we do control, that we can change, and that we can improve upon. So that's where our focus is.
Coach, obviously, like Rob, Jude, Trey are leaders on the squad. Has anyone stepped up at this junction of the season that's kind of surprised you with their leadership ability?
I wouldn't say it's a surprise, but the best leader really has been Briante, and you know, he's the one with the best personality for it. But you know, coming into the year, he had a long way to go in terms of earning a level of respect from everyone around him to be a leader or the leader. His first 2 years, he was like the younger brother to Darius Theus, and Darius was the leader, the best that we've had here in the time that I've been here. And so Briante had the opportunity to learn from him, but they're two different people, different personalities, different makeup. But Bree's done a really good job of, as the season's gone on, trying to convey our message to the team, trying to get guys in the place where they need to be mentally, and then leading by example. You know, I think on Saturday, I watched the tape of the St. Joe's game, and I guess I could nitpick about a few plays or a couple reads, but I mean, the guy played his butt off in terms of energy and, just going after plays. If our whole team played with the energy and the aggressiveness that he had, I feel a whole lot better about the game.
You talk about that he has the best personality for it. What kind of qualities in a guy's personality would you like to see maybe that would translate to leadership?
Well, I mean, you have to have the willingness to step up and say something. So a lot of that goes along with being relatively outgoing. A lot of our other older guys on our team are more introverted. Travion Graham, Javonte Reddick, Rob Brandenburg, Jared Guest, and then Terrence, I guess would be somewhere in between, but he's just so new to our team. He's a senior, but he hasn't been around, so he doesn't have the same foundation with the other guys.
Could you see that in Briante when you were recruiting? Recruiting can be such a crapshoot, but can you see
that he was outgoing? Oh yeah.
No. But I mean, you see a kid that's outgoing. Do you think, okay, I think he can be a leader at some point, and we will try to bring him along?
Yeah, we saw that, and we really felt like it was all about maturing. It was all about him understanding. We always say in our program, the first step in leadership is taking care of your own business. So, for Briante, his first 2 years, and even to some extent now, that's the primary focus is doing the right things yourself, setting the right example, and then once you consistently do that every day, now you can go to your teammates and you can bring them along.
Coach, go back to your lines. Briante had that willingness to step up and say something. Is kind of the mentor role as a coach. Does Briante have that natural tact of how to put something in a certain way, or do you have to teach that to guys like Darius and Briante, and even going back to Joe?
Some guys have it, and some guys that needs to be developed. And I would say it's something that he needs to continue to learn. It's very challenging. We in our program talk about having a willingness to say things that other people are not willing to say. And reality is, I don't know if it's always been this way or if it's the new generation. I don't want to sound like an old coach, but guys are very, very aware and concerned about they don't want to upset their teammates. They don't want to upset a relationship. But sometimes the most powerful thing you can do to help your team is call a guy out. You guys have heard me tell a story of Jamie Skeen, calling out Bradford Burgess in late February or early March before we went to the Final Four, and that was a million times more powerful than anything that I ever could have said. But when it comes from a player, it's strong. But again, it's not typical. Guys don't like to do that because they're really worried about when they go back to the dorm, is it going to be okay? Are we still going to be friends? Because our guys are very close. They live together, and they care about the fact that their teammates like them.
Go back to just kind of, as you look at the game film, even go back to the last GW game and St. Joe's game, these previous Duquesne and Richmond, you had the advantage inside. On nights where you, like GW and St. Joe specifically, where you don't have that advantage inside, where you're getting out rebounded, second chance points, are you seeing it matchup? Are you seeing them have a clear advantage? Are you seeing position, or are you just seeing sometimes how the ball bounces?
I would say it's a combination of everything, but I think you got to focus on the stuff you control. So if you are, if they do have a little more size than you, you're not going to grow 2 inches in the middle of the game or put on 20 pounds. So you've got to focus on what you control, which is the effort, the want to, the physicality that you play with, blocking a guy out, going after the ball, going to get in the ball. And the first half, we did a poor job of that. I think the second half, we did better. In fact, I don't think they got any second chance points in the second half. But, you know, we had dug ourselves a hole, and they hurt us in other ways in the second half. And you know what? With all the things, we watched the tape, all the things that we could have done better and we need to do better moving forward, we're still in a position, you know, when Trey makes that drive, if it does go the other way, to tie the game and, you know, put ourselves in a great position.
Coach, how much of your preparation for George Washington will be not only correcting what might not have gone right up there, but also trying to anticipate what they're going to do differently? Because they'll obviously try and make some adjustments as well, being that they have to come down here.
Yeah, they will. You know, everybody does. I think win or lose in the first game, you watch the tape and you make a few changes, adjustments for the second game. So we'll do that. They'll do that. That's just what you do. That being said, they have a system that they believe in, that they're very good at. It's something that they don't deviate from very much. So, you know, what we need to prepare to do is do a better job against their system. And I think the adjustments that we make and that they make are more subtle. You know, for instance, it's not something where they're going to change their offense, and neither are we. You know, we may just change the way we defend a certain play, and they may do the same. They're a team that plays some 1-3-1 zone. They may do that more, or they may do it less. It was, I think, definitely in certain possessions very effective for them. There was other possessions where we did well. So we just have to be ready to be better against all the things that they do.
Are we talking about changes that are subtle, too subtle for the average fan to notice? Does it get that minute?
Sometimes, yeah. But you know, certain fans may understand or may see certain things. Well, I think anyone watching the game last time, and then certainly on Wednesday, will notice the play around the basket. Kevin Larson was dominant against us, certainly in the first half, and had a great game overall. And then Isaiah Armwood really controlled the glass. So, you know, that's something that I don't know if that's really an adjustment, but we have to be better. We have to be better against those guys, and you know, certainly I'm sure they're watching the tape and saying they want to you know, be as good as they were or better.